I'm Nicholas Penrake, and you're listening to A Trader's Life, the podcast where I get to talk to successful traders about their approach to trading, how they started out and went from broke or breaking even to pulling in thousands of dollars a week. Trading is a tough game. They say only around 5% of those who try actually make a profit. Join me for A Trader's Life to glean some valuable insights from the market wizards I get to talk to. Hey, how's it going? It's pretty rare I come across women who trade, but when I do, they are very often my most interesting guests. My next guest is no exception. Not only is Alla Peters-Plocher an exceptionally gifted trader, but in my view at least, an extraordinary person all round. I could go on, but now you're here, I really want to get out of the way and let Alla tell you all about her life in her own words. If you love amazing stories, you're in for a treat. Alla, hi, welcome to A Trader's Life. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you so much for having me.
Sure, I've really been looking forward to this. I've heard so many great things about your method, your Fibonacci method, not just any old drawing out the Fibonacci. It's quite unique. I spoke to one of your students, Ken, just today, in fact, and he said he's been trading at 100% success rate since he implemented your strategy, which is phenomenal. So we will get to the strategy in a minute, but please tell me where it all started. I mean, I understand you came from Ukraine and moved to the US with hardly a penny in your pocket, or I should say $1. And yeah, go from there. Tell me why you left Ukraine at the time. This is not during the war, is it? This is before.
Yes, it feels like many lifetimes ago.
Okay.
So I left Ukraine because of the political situation. And it was not Ukraine, it was USSR. It was 1989. I was 21 years old. I was already mother, I was already wife, and I already had bachelor education as a concert pianist and as a teacher. Because in USSR, every girl was either ballet dancer or piano player. And I got kicked out of ballet because I was way too tall. And it was one of the biggest tragedies of my childhood. And the very next day, my mother walked me across the street and put me in piano lessons. And I've been playing piano ever since I've been 7 years old. And piano took over my life. And in piano, I saw sequences. In piano, I saw certain, I don't even know how to say it in English, frankly, because I never studied piano in English, certain combinations. And as a child, I had very strong pattern recognition. I saw things much deeper than anyone could see. I questioned symmetries in flowers and plants. My biology teacher did not like me because she could never answer my questions, because there was no spiritual beliefs, there was no explanations to so many things we had. But my physics teacher loved my questions. And I remember my physics teacher mentioning word Fibonacci to me. And she mentioned vaguely Fibonacci sequences, but we never really went into it. So when I came to America without word of English, well, it's not true. I was trying to learn English. And I could not make living as playing piano or being a teacher because I didn't speak any English. I walked across the street to supermarket and I worked from 5 o'clock in the morning on, trying to survive, trying to raise my child, of course, as a very young mother and a very young wife, coming to America with a lot less than $100. And that's another story, how I had to pay fine at JFK upon arrival. I was learning life a lot. And I was very excited. I was thrilled about future. I was living a dream. It did not matter that I had to wear 5-inch heels and solid bar. It did not matter what car I drove. To me, or the cars, even my $600 Chrysler, I thought was Ferrari because I did not know the difference. Car was a car and life was a bliss. And by working so hard, within a couple of years, we had a house. Within a couple of years, we had cars. And I became a registered nurse without speaking English because I developed system memorizing and connecting letters. And I built incredible relationships with my patients. And within 15 minutes of the first interview at Johns Hopkins, I was hired. Within 3 years of arriving to America, I was working at the top medical institution in the world, in psychiatry, in brain research. I had clients who were celebrities, and I was only 25 years old. And I've done the most extreme things and the most phenomenal things in science, in brain research, in electroconvulsive treatments. I saw the horror of medical drugs. So when I was exposed to top psychiatrists on the planet, to top science on the planet, I apply huge elements to what I teach my traders, because trading reflection of everything that comes from human brain, of everything that human brain conceives since the moment of conception, since place trader lives in, since place where trader is raised, from parents, every single thing that absorbed into human brain reflected in trading.
So when did you start trading and why?
I started studying financial markets when I decided to become single mom at the age of 25, when I was searching for meaning in life, and I moved to Washington, D.C., suburbs of Maryland. I started reading Wall Street Journal. I started reading Investors Daily. I started investing in real estate and stock market. And to me, it was very, very clear the fundamentals were extremely important, but it was never enough. And when I started investing in real estate and market was booming, by the age I was 28, Australian diplomats were my tenants. So, working extremely hard, being on call as a nurse, investing in stock market, raising my child in Georgetown, I knew I had to become an entrepreneur because I could not do it all. I was exhausted, I was very tired, and I started studying charts. That was early 1990s. And that's when I started hearing word Fibonacci again. And I started seeing patterns in the charts. And I started reading and studying, and I started seeing that nothing in the market is random. Nothing. Market is a chess game. Market preset by patterns. And that's what I started using to invest in the markets. In various stocks, in gold, in various instruments, in mutual funds, in ETFs, when I recognized that pure price is identical on every single instrument. So no matter if it's gold, no matter if it's ETF, no matter if it's NASDAQ, price remains exactly the same. Volatility is a difference. But no matter what stock you look at, no matter what commodity you look at, patterns remain the same. And that was the start of my journey since 1990s.
Okay, so back then that was before what we know today with digital and internet and so on. So were you actually using charts with a pen and paper and so on, or how did it work?
Oh, absolutely, 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 absolutely. It was all manual. I had boxes and boxes and boxes. I was documenting, studying, charting. It was slowly becoming absolutely key part of my life. But I worked for a pharmaceutical company, and I became one of the top sales reps in the world. And pharmaceutical company actually moved me to LA. And real estate was booming. And I saw very, very clearly that, my goodness, I don't have any interest sitting in traffic. I don't have any interest dealing with medical system in Cedars-Sinai, UCLA hospitals, which is what I managed for pharmaceutical company. So I started buying land, I started building and designing some of the most spectacular homes. So I thought that money would bring me absolute fulfillment and happiness, but it didn't. Here I am living in a palace in California that I'm designing myself, but I'm running away to South Africa to volunteer. So I learned very, very clearly. Life is never about money. Life is about human connection. Money is a cherry on top. I brought 50 children from Africa to my palace in California. I tried to adopt baby in South Africa while I was raising my child. I saw very, very clearly that to me, the most important thing in life is human connection. And that's what I bring to my work. So when in 2008 market collapsed, when there was nothing to do in real estate, I started studying charts full time. First time in my life, it became my full-time work. When I recognized I can't really work for financial institutions, I want to use my own system only. In 2011, my incredible friend in London said, "Hey, I think you should try launch your website and see what happens, because Fibonacci becoming your obsession, Fibonacci is your true passion. Why don't you start teaching online what you developed?" 2011, I launched my website. My first website was Alpha Wave Trader. Within a month, I had 100 plus clients all over the world, because the experienced trader who see my system, who see the precision, who see how far in advance my system identifies institutional reversal points, reversals, targets, stops, precise, everything changes completely. Market is Alpha Fibonacci puzzle. Market is precise Alpha Fibonacci chess game. And that's what I've done since 2011, more than full time. I developed 37 systems.
37.
I constantly see and recognize more and more and more and more. I always surrounded by multiple charts. I have 8 monitors running. I teach clients all over the world every single day. This morning I finished teaching student in New Jersey. Monday I work with student in Australia. Every day I teach students online. Combination of being teacher at heart and what I build and develop is what I bring to the world.
Alla, tell me how you developed your strategy, at least. I mean, we haven't got all day, but you could perhaps tell me your starting point. I suppose it was the Fibonacci as I know it, at least the basic tools, the different kinds of retracement and so on. How did you develop it into something that is so precise, your strategy?
Well, because when I started recognizing that market keeps repeating exact same patterns, I started isolating the patterns and I started testing the patterns and I started documenting and marking it on my charts. And with my incredible friend Rich, who lives right outside of London, he helped me how to test. He's an incredibly experienced trader, and he's the one who kept repeating, "You're seeing Fibonacci in the markets, that's your focus, that's what you see." So that was my start. That's what I started with as my full-time work. 2004, I was doing it sort of 50% of the time, but since 2008, much more than full time. It became an obsession. Isolation of patterns, documentation of entry, stop, and target, testing various Fibonacci retracement, testing different numbers, testing precision of the target, of the stop, of the entry. That's what I've done. That's what I continue doing. So since 2004, part-time, since 2008, more than full-time. Here we are talking about it in 2024.
Yeah. Did you find at the beginning you were nonetheless still making mistakes, still losing money occasionally, and then you just kept refining until your win rate got higher and higher?
100,000%, of course. That's a process. Yes and yes, and yes and yes and yes.
Okay, yeah. And so at the beginning, did you have any kind of doubts that this could work on a consistent basis? Did you have setbacks at all?
Of course, absolutely. But I never give up.
No, good.
I never, ever, ever give up. The beauty and the power of my background, where I came from, USSR and Ukraine specifically, where I lived, is that we are raised with incredible resilience, determination, and work ethics. So giving up never crossed my mind. I was determined to perfect it. I was determined to reach perfection in it. And when you hear traders like Ken, and when you see traders like Brett accomplishing 100% with my system on different instruments completely. Ken is trading crypto, Brett was trading S&P. So every single trade that you see on my website, trading different account, trading different background. On my website, you see Andy, hedge fund manager, who brought his son to the course, 14-year-old Dominic. Andy trading completely different instruments. I don't even know what he trades. Only thing I know, he manages retirement accounts long term on very different platforms than his 14-year-old son trades. It's on our podcast channel. It's on website, as where you can see traders from all over the world sharing their performance, sharing their results, sharing their experience. No one else in this business does what I do. No one else shares students' emails, students' performance, students' podcasts.
Cool. Can you tell me how your system works? Does it work with some kind of proprietary indicator, or
Of course,
is it
everything
a
has
way of drawing with the Fibonacci tool, retracement tool?
everything is proprietary. Everything proprietary levels, proprietary tools. I give you the levels, and you insert the levels into Fibonacci retracements on the platform of your choice, on the instrument of your choice. I also was incredible graduate of the course, Pat. Pat finished course about 10 years ago, and he came to me and he said, I am developer. I can work with you on developing software. And Pat and I have been working on developing software for NinjaTrader 8. So I bring the strategies, I bring the systems that do not require software, that have precise entry, precise stop, precise target, with my proprietary levels, with my proprietary rules. Pat and I developed software for NinjaTrader 8 to day trade futures with multi-market scanner and trade recognition software. It's a semi-automated software for day trading futures, which is developed in addition to all the other platforms.
You mentioned that this works across all time frames. Is there a time frame it works better on?
No, it works on all. It's proven. I have students in Saudi Arabia who's trading it on instruments and platforms I've never heard of. As you said, I have Ken, incredible Ken in London, incredible Dominic and Andy. They all trading different instruments. They all trading different platforms. And sometimes I'm so surprised that they bring up to me corn, wheat, coffee. Like every trader, completely different, but they all have one thing in common. Pure price is the answer. So the number one mistake all the beginner traders make who come to financial markets, they blocking the price with indicators. That's the worst possible thing you can ever do. Indicator is insecurity blanket. Indicator blocking the price. Every single indicator on the planet is delayed. Alpha Fibonacci I developed is precise and predictive. So when Goldman reaches out to me last year, I said no. I don't sell my systems. I don't give up. I don't have interest working for any top financial institution, even Goldman.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because I need my freedom. I know who I am. I'm self-aware. I'm not meant to work for anyone. I give up working in the middle of the night when I was 25. I'm not going backwards. I need freedom. I preserve my proprietary systems. I will never sell out. I live and breathe what I do. I wake up at 5 a.m. in California and I work with traders all over the world. And if I want to take a vacation, I take vacation when I want. Nobody will tell me when I need to take vacation, and nobody can tell me to work 100 plus hours per week. I put my hours into my work. I work 20 hours a day for many, many years to develop my systems. And now my family is grown up. My children are grown up. I have 3 grandchildren, but I focus on health. I continue my license current. I continue with my certifications in brain health, in depression, in anxiety, in ultimate performance. I teach alpha brain and money mindset to my students because trading is a reflection of it all.
Yeah, mindset's very important. Talk to me about that side of your teaching and what you do and the things you identify in traders that cause them to have setbacks and bad periods of long drawdown and so on.
So people come to trading. Most people come to trading because of the love of the money. Most people who come to trading think they will make a fortune in day trading and that it's easy. This is completely incorrect. Day trading is the most difficult business on the planet, especially if trader blocking pure price and does not have solid strategy. So when trader comes to me and trader has incredible stress in personal life, instantly I mention to trader that trader can use my system long term. But to day trade, you must apply sniper's mentality. Market is a jungle. You don't go to war. You operate as a sniper. You outsmart the market. You absolutely must be humble. You must be brilliant. And you know when to execute your trade. You're extremely aware of your risk. You're extremely aware of your target. You trade a proven system, proven strategies. In day trading, you cannot speculate. You cannot be stressed out. When you come to trading, your brain must be in alpha or gamma brainwave. If your brain in beta wave, if you're high on sugar, caffeine, testosterone, and cortisol, you cannot make rational decision. But I love trading with beginner traders. On my website, you can listen to Pablo or Dominic, 14-year-old boy who found my systems and strategies very easy to trade. Why? Because Pablo grew up and Dominic grew up with financial stability. They have no idea what financial stress is. They're happy human beings. Happiness is what brings you money. If trader comes to the market as needy, as stressed out, worst possible case scenario.
Yeah, I totally relate to that. Yeah. I mean, I started trading when I was stressed about money and it was a disaster, of course, in the first year. I had no work during COVID and I took to trading. I thought I'd do a bit of this on the side, got obsessed with it, lost a lot of money. I mean, made a lot of money and lost it all. But you're absolutely right. When you're in a state of mind that is kind of needy or desperate, you start to make awful, inconsistent mistakes. It's just a recipe for disaster, really.
So yes, from coaching clients for the last, soon it's going to be 14 years. And, from being a therapist, from coaching my clients on mindset, I can pretty much say within the first conversation if traders should try day trading or not. If somebody comes to me and all they do is complain and all the person does is stressed out, this is not the time to day trade. The time to day trade is when human being is stable emotionally and financially. And when you have your highest quality trade, you don't need many trades. This is a number one mistake traders make. They think more trades, more money. Completely opposite. You need quality trade and you add the lot size. And when you add the lot size to your quality trade with institutional entries at key institutional levels, everything changes. You start enjoying this game. You're riding institutional power. You do not stand in front of institutional train. And unfortunately, most men love to short the markets. In a single class, I reveal why it's the worst idea ever. Because it's ego at play. It means trader goes to war with the market. If institutions buy, you buy. If institutions short, that would be your only excuse to short. But when traders come to me and they just jump in and trade and they don't know where to get out and they don't know where their stop is, it's panic, it's chaos. Broker wins instantly. When you trade markets as intelligent human being, as strategic chess player, everything changes. You know when to enter, you know when to exit, and most importantly, you know when to walk away. You do not gamble with your money. You do not stress out. You do not do what 95% does. You do not chase indicators. You focus on pure price only. And when you master that, you can trade any instrument, any time frame, on any platform with Alpha Fibonacci system. With my classes, I show micro and macro charts. I show how traders could have worked 5 minutes in the last 2 years, making hundreds and hundreds of points. I dive into 1 minute in the same class as I dive into investing in Nvidia or Amazon on euro or pound or Bitcoin with identical rules.
Interesting. Going back to what you were saying about mindset and trading when you're, nervous or insecure or unhappy, and also financially unstable, it raises the question in my mind: how did you approach the markets in a kind of composed state of mind at the time when you said you were, quite tired from your job and didn't have a lot of money? So really, you were not, on the face of it, in the best state to start trading, yet somehow you managed to overcome those difficulties. What did you do?
I was not day trading.
Okay,
That
you
was
trade,
investment. That was 1990s. I was investing. I
right?
was studying the markets. I was investing long term. We're discussing long term trading and position trading and day trading.
Sure.
When it comes to day trading, human being must be emotionally stable. I use my system long term. I use my system short term when time allows. And that's where self-awareness is absolutely critical key part. Trader needs to hit the brakes when times are difficult. When trader has very difficult emotional and financial part, that's not the time to day trade. That time to trade long term. Day trader must be a sniper at absolute emotional stability, at absolute financial stability, or market wins instantly. It's identical mentality as a sniper. The only difference with a sniper shoots a gun, trader shoots a trade. Do you imagine sniper being stressed out? What would happen?
Yeah, you'll miss.
Identical brain waves, identical mentality. There is only one difference. Trader places trade on trading computer. That's the only difference. But mindset and operation of the brainwaves is identical.
When you say identical, that suggests you've actually seen brainwaves of snipers and traders, have you?
Of course, when I worked in Johns Hopkins Research and Psychiatry, yes and yes and yes.
Okay.
And I've done absolutely some of the most interesting and phenomenal things. And I bring it all to education, and I continue with my license in brain health. I updated it as of right now. I study with top scientists and top psychiatrists on the planet. And I bring all of that in my bootcamp. I launched the bootcamp in March. My traders absolutely love when I teach money mindset as money mind coach, and I apply my system. I combine both in trading bootcamp.
Okay. So
I combine all in private mentoring. I combine all in my classes.
okay. So do you run different types of classes? I mean, are there sort of group classes, then one-to-one classes?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So you how many different kinds of, if somebody wanted to join you as you as you as a coach, have you got like 3 different types of classes, for example?
Correct. It's all on my website. So if you come to fibinstitute.com, on the home page, you will see the announcement about the bootcamp. And of course, on the homepage, you would see 4 different packages I am offering. I'm offering group courses for all platforms, and I'm offering private mentoring for all platforms and with software for NinjaTrader 8. So package 2 and 4 on the website are extremely popular. Private mentoring includes all group classes, and of course, I have over 300 videos of prior live recorded classes that students can watch 24/7. So every morning I wake up, I teach group classes, and then I teach private mentoring. So student who signs up for private mentoring has access to all group classes, all video library, all modules and trading room. Student who sign up for group classes has everything except we don't meet one-on-one. One-on-one for private mentoring, where I assess trader. I assess mental state, I assess financial state, I assess execution, I assess traders' ability to be self-aware. And some traders come to me, they've been trying for 20 years. And after 2-3 private mentoring sessions, do you know what they say? That day trading is not for them, but they're thrilled to use my system long term. So many of my students firing their financial advisors. I have Jeff, who's 76. He came to me and he's sharing that his results are so much better since he finished the course and he let go of his financial advisor. But in the course, I also have financial advisors, hedge fund traders, and again, I have beginner traders. And I have a husband who brought his wife to the course. It's on the website, the manual sharing in the podcast. Carlton on the website. He brought 5 friends to the course. So fathers bringing their children, husbands bringing their wives, friends bringing their friends. And that's the reason I love what I do. I'm obsessed with Fibonacci. Fibonacci is what forms financial markets. And almost 20 years of my work, with every system I develop, with every system, it becomes more precise, more powerful. If Goldman let me work remote, Of course, I will consider, but no, I cannot go inside the office. And yes, London's my favorite city on the planet. Hello, Citadel. Yes, absolutely.
And you're based at the moment in LA, is that right?
I'm between LA and New York, and yes, and yes, and yes, I coached JP Morgan traders, and one of my top JP Morgan traders left and launched his own fund. So yes, traders from 14 to 80 plus year old, traders who manage options portfolios, traders who day trade futures, commodities, stocks, traders who day trade Forex, who position trade Forex. So every single trader decides what they want to trade. I'm focusing on price. I'm focusing on pattern recognition. I'm focusing on markets as chess game. I assure you, no one else in the world knows price better. And the precision of institutional entry, stops, and targets, combined with retail, smallest charts, is what I work on every single day. It's my chess. It's my chess game.
Yeah. Do you actually play chess?
My strength in chess is not spectacular, no. In Ukraine, I was playing a lot of checkers. But speaking of chess, it's not my strength. And I actually worked with coach in Ukraine. Incredible girl who is chess protege, whose home was bombed. And she's teaching chess online. She's only 14 years old. Chess genius. One day, I hope she will become my student. I told her when time is right, the doors are wide open.
That's really nice. Great. Terrific. Yeah. And you recently heard of a student who died, is it right? One of your best
One of my
students?
incredible students, one of my geniuses, yes, it just happened a couple of days ago. And it's horrible loss for the community. Brad was a legend, Brad was genius, and he was absolutely obsessed with my work. And he traded my system with 100% success rate as a day trader. You can listen to his podcast on the website. And yes, I'm in touch with his family. And yes, our global community is mourning horrible, horrible loss because it was instant, it was sudden. And Brad was an inspiration to so many because he has shown what's possible. He was making $10 an hour when he came to me, and he tried for 20 years before. And in the last probably 3-4 years, he's been working with me. He perfected his trading. He was absolutely remarkable, but he practiced every single day. Brad meant to be day trader. He worked on his mindset. He was black belt. He was building bonsai trees when market was stuck doing nothing. He knew that ultimate mindset is the only moment to trade. And when he was stressed out, his computer was off. He did not touch the markets. He did not force any trades. And that's how intelligent traders should approach the markets. Ultimate emotional financial stability is a must. Smallest stress, walk away. Use Alpha Fibonacci system long term. Not everyone meant to be day trader, not. But anyone can spend hours, days, even weeks, even months preparing for your trade.
Yeah, interesting. When you say not everyone's meant to be a day trader, do you think a lot of that is to do with the lifestyle, or is it more about the sort of mindset of the individual?
It's both. If lifestyle is not healthy, if person is stressed out, person wakes up, loads up on sugar, on caffeine, on processed foods, brain cannot operate. If person is inactive, if brain does not have enough oxygen, if brain does not have enough water, brain cannot operate. Day trading requires ultimate mental capacity. Mental capacity can come only from a healthy brain.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I guess, for example, with Ken, he's a filmmaker and he he spends a lot of time, obviously, on that, and that's his big passion. So it made sense for him to be trading weekly and even monthly charts rather than daily, which would suit me, actually, because I'm a filmmaker myself.
Dear Nicholas, I have very important moment. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And if there is anything else, please ask me, as I have to walk away for a moment.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's all good. I would just say that anyone listening, I will leave links to your website in the notes, in the description notes, and I highly recommend people check out your courses. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you so much. And my YouTube channel, my podcast channel, where traders sharing their journeys and students' performance on the website. And if anyone has any questions, please do not hesitate to call or email me. It is all under Contact Us section. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you so much. It's been my joy and honor speaking with you. I live and breathe what I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Alla Peters-Plocher. If you enjoyed this episode, do share the link and subscribe to the show. Have a great week trading.